Good morning, Richard Fulmer here, and welcome to another edition of Richard's Rock Rambles. So we're carrying on with our prog journey, and today we're going to look at a band, one of the latter day prog bands, started in the 90s, but I think they were quite influential on other prog bands that came after. They borrowed a lot from bands like Pink Floyd, some King Crimson. They could get quite heavy. They started out more on the electronic side, bit of psych. A really interesting band. Sadly, one which is no longer around. The brainchild of one Steven Wilson, an absolute genius, great guitarist, great singer. He's been involved with a lot of remixing of classic albums like King Crimson. He's done Jethro Tull. I think he was even involved in the most recent Black Sabbath Volume 4. So he's had a number of side projects, Steven Wilson, as well, besides Porcupine Tree. He also has a very successful solo career. And I recently watched his concert at the Royal Albert Hall, which was filmed a couple of years ago, and amazing. Guy is just incredible. It's so well put together. All the musicians that play with him are top-notch. Just an all-round great concert. If you can get hold of that and check it out, it's well worth it. But today we're going to have a look at Porcupine Tree. Unfortunately, I only have 3 of their albums. They have quite a large discography, but I don't have all of them. So I'm just going to briefly chat about the ones that I do have, and then I will mention the other ones that are worth checking out. So they started in 1987. It was actually a Steven Wilson solo project, which he then expanded into a proper band, and that was in 1993. The original members were Richard Barbieri on keyboards, Colin Edwin on bass, you had Chris Maitland on drums, and then Steven Wilson on guitar, vocals, and I think he also contributed some keyboard work as well. In 2002, Gavin Harrison came in as a drummer, and he replaced Chris Maitland. Also an able drummer, really great stuff. And he currently plays for King Crimson. We played with him on the last couple of albums that they did, as well as their live tours, Gavin Harrison. So altogether, there were 10 studio albums. As I said, I've only got 3. So I'm going to quickly show you those, and then I'll mention some of the others. The first one I want to mention is an album from 1999 called Lightbulb Sun. That's that one there. This isn't as heavy as some of them would go on to be, some of the later Porcupine Trees, with some serious riffing and a lot heavier than the early stuff. A great album nonetheless, a lot of atmospheric stuff, which is what I like about Steven Wilson. He gives you that Pink Floyd feel to things, even with some modern day electro stuff thrown in. Really accessible stuff, but really good. This one is a special deluxe edition, which comes with a DVD audio as well. The tracks on here: Lightbulb Sun, How Was Your Life Today, 4 Chords That Made a Million, that's a great track. She's Moved On, Last Chance to Evacuate Planet Earth Before It's Recycled. I love that title. The Rest Will Flow, Hate Song, Where Will We Be, Russia on Ice, and Feel So Low. The additional material on the DVD audio is Disappear 5.1 mix, Buying New Soul 5.1 mix, Cure for Optimism 5.1 mix, and the original album master mix. So yeah, you get quite a bit with this deluxe edition. So let's see if I can show you anything. The guys in the band. There's the guys in the band. That's Steven Wilson over there. Definitely not a rock star kind of persona, very low-key look. Nothing flashy about him, but trust me, when he gets on stage and starts playing, this guy's he's a genius. Comes with lyrics as well, which are quite interesting. It's what I like about the music as well. Thought-provoking lyrics, besides the great musicianship. So that's Lightbulb Sun. The next one I have is Fear of a Blank Planet, and this one came out in 2007. When you listen to this, you can see this is a lot more on the heavier side. There were quite a few albums before this, but this is the second one that I have. And Fear of a Blank Planet, 7 minutes long. That's the title track. That's really good. My Ashes, Anesthetize, Sentimental, Way Out of Here, Sleep Together. Really good stuff. Stephen Wilson, vocals, guitar, piano, and keyboard, so you can see he gets involved with everything. Richard Barbieri, keyboards and synthesizers, Colin Edwin, bass, and Gavin Harrison here on drums. So we can get hold of this one and give you a good idea as to what they were like a little later on. And then the last one that I have would be their last album that they did. And this came out in 2009. It's called The Incident by Porcupine Tree. Oscam's Razor, In the Blind House, Great Expectations, Kneel and Disconnect, Drawing the Line. And these are all part of The Incident, the first track. So let's say broken it up into different parts. Really great stuff. The keyboard work and guitar work is just amazing on here. What he also does when he goes live, or what he did with Porcupine Tree when they went live on tour, was they always had a second guitarist to do a lot of the lead work, and Stephen Wilson would concentrate on the riffs and the rhythm. So yeah, basically this is all, the Incident is about 20 different pieces to it, which is really interesting, very much in the Pink Floyd mold. Then you've got Flicker, Bonnie the Cat, Black Dahlia, and Remember My Lover, which is 7 minutes long. Some quite long tracks on here, some quite short. They all sort of link up, which is great. Let's see if I can show you anything else. Oops, throw it away. There's lyrics, there's pictures of the guys. Some more lyrics. Definitely a band worth checking out. If you haven't heard Porcupine Tree before, I urge you to check them out. The music is just exceptional. So that was The Incident, which would turn out to be, as I said, their final album. I know guys have been calling for them to reform for many years, but I think Stephen Wilson's done with that. He's one of these guys who likes to put his, like to try different things. In fact, his most recent album is very much in the pop mold, sort of electro dance stuff even. But it still works because he has his particular stamp on everything. So who knows, maybe Porcupine Tree will come back at a later stage. So some of the other notable albums that I want to chat about. Signify, that's a great album. That's actually the one that got me into Porcupine Tree. Lots of sort of spoken stuff inside, very much in the Pink Floyd vein, going into the track, you've got somebody talking. There's a bit on religion on the album, different subject matters, very interesting. In Absentia, also very good. And Deadwing did very well for them. That was quite a heavy album as well. Coma Divine is a notable live album. I think that was on the Deadwing tour. Really great live album. And that was live in Rome. So Stephen Wilson disbanded the band in 2010. Done and dusted. But the discography is one worth checking out. I don't think they ever made a bad album. There were different styles to their music. As I said, they started out a bit more electronic, a bit more psychedelic, not as heavy as what they would become later. And then they just became a full-on prog rock band. Lots of King Crimson in their music. He reminds me a bit of Robert Fripp from King Crimson in his style, even in his look with the glasses and what have you. There's also a great live DVD called Arriving Somewhere, one worth checking out. I think YouTube has got some of that footage as well, and that DVD is still available. That'll really give you a good overview of what Porcupine Tree were like live. A band worth checking out. So there we go, short and sweet, Porcupine Tree. I'm hoping to purchase a few more of their albums, hopefully this year, be on the outlook. A lot of their stuff is available on vinyl, which is the format that I've really been trying to reconnect with of late. So I'll see how I can do with those. So the next time we go on our prog journey, we're going to carry on and we're going to look at a band who, while not always being strictly prog, I think one has to put them in the prog genre, especially the early 70s stuff that they did. And I'm talking about the mighty Pink Floyd. So we'll check that out next time, guys. Take it easy. Please like and subscribe down below. Any comments about this band and perhaps anything else you guys want to chat about, any bands you'd like to see on the channel, more than welcome. And take care and we'll chat soon. Cheers.